What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pipeline Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Shane Walters, right here on twitch.tv/SharkpoolGaming. Now, this is our Twitch podcast. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think the thing worked again. I keep trying to... I had this YouTube video up that is an applause, like a crowd applause, and... I can't ever seem to get it to play right. So it's fine. Whatever. We got a full show today for you guys. I've got a decent amount of stuff to talk about today. So it may run a little over an hour. So it is all good. But let's knock it out with what I've been playing recently, as we always do. What I've been playing recently hasn't been much, honestly. There was not the drastic change from week to week like it was from the first podcast to the second one. I beat Pokemon White, and I'm moving on to White 2. And that was pretty much what I played when I was traveling. So that's pretty much why I don't have a big section for what I've been playing recently, because I haven't been playing much. I beat Pokemon White, which is always a good time. Man, I want to talk about that for a second. Pokemon White is... Man, I've only beaten it once before. I played it the summer before Black and White 2 came out because I missed it when it released. That was like a weird time in my life where I didn't play Pokemon. Super weird. But then I replayed it, had a new team. I tried to use Pokemon that I haven't used before. Unova is just such a cool region, man. Like, Gen 5, genuinely. Like, I honestly think it's my most favorite gen. Gen 5, like, it's just so much fun. It's so good. Like, I feel like it's laid out so nicely, too. Like, I know that the map changes from White 1 to White 2. There's a bunch of extra stuff. Current locations get remixed and changed, and, it's a different feel as well. But Unova as a whole, and just how they handle the story, it's something that they haven't ever done until that point, and something they haven't done since that point. It's probably the most self-aware Pokemon game that's ever been released. It's very self-aware of itself, and you know me, I am a sucker for things that are very much aware of what they are. Like, if a video game calls itself out for being a video game, or if, like, the story within a piece of media talks about, like, issues that really would occur if this were real life, that's like it's my fucking kink, dude. I love it. It's so good. Because, Team Plasma, it's not this great, it's Pokemon, of course. It's going to be the same shit over and over again, but at least this one tried to ask real questions, like, what is the ethics behind using Pokemon? I really wish somebody would double down on that and make a very self-aware Pokemon game, but, Gestus, super good villain, I think. Is kind of hit or miss for me, but Gestus really, or Geestus, whatever the fuck his name is, he really brings it home for me. He's really awesome, and plus he's really strong. Like, oh my god, there's just crazy how many battles happen in like the last 5% of that game. So many. Like, that is probably the most intense final couple battles, like, of all of Pokemon. It's crazy. So I feel like I'm gonna have to talk about Pokemon like every week until I just stop playing it. I feel bad. It's okay. I hope you're dealing with it pretty well. But that is all I've been playing, honestly. Rocket League. I streamed some Final Fantasy VIII. You can actually go to the videos of the day right here on Twitch. If you're over on YouTube, hop over to Twitch. I have a decent amount of hours played on Final Fantasy VIII. We're doing that. That's actually what the video is on this week, so look forward to that. Final Fantasy VIII, we did some Rocket League, stuff like that, so nothing too crazy. Let's move right along. I want to move into... There's been some games released this past week that I want to talk about, or just mention, because I feel like this is a good practice to get into, is just talking about and seeing the games that were released recently. So we missed kind of the last couple weeks, but I'll just go back like a week and a half. Into the Breach was released by the guys who made Faster Than Light, FTL. Have not looked very much into this game, but that was released, so if you were a fan of FTL, new game is out. Go pick it up if you want to. Moss. Okay, so Moss is he's like the little mouse guy. They showed him at E3 last year, and I'm honestly kind of mad that this isn't just a regular game. because he's so fucking cute. Let me show you real quick. It's gonna be, there we go. Yeah, here we go. Look how fucking cute this kid is. Oh my god, like, please, can I get a full game with this dude? So I don't know. It's a PSVR game. I think action adventure title. To be a little daring with that, but doesn't that look awesome, man? I'm all about that. So I don't know. I'm just hoping. I just want that to be a thing. I want that to come out normally so I can just play around with it. It looks really entertaining. Next one that came out, Radiant Historia for the 3DS, and that's one game that I've been meaning to get to. So eventually, I'll probably pick it up for the 3DS because I'm one of like 10 people that still plays their 3DS. So eventually, I'll get to that. And then the big one, boys, Metal Gear Solid Survive. Let me take a sip of water before we dive into this one. Alright, so Metal Gear Solid Survive. So right here, I've got a little visual to help us talk about this game. This is the new Metal Gear era without Kojima, without, basically just Kojima Productions in general. This is Konami attempting to electrocute the Metal Gear franchise into submission. I don't know, whatever. This is their attempt at a Metal Gear in a post-Kojima world at Konami. And let's just take a look. We're going to bring it over to Reddit. Reddit's got a nice little review thread. Let's take a look at it real quick. I'm going to scroll down, take a little look-see at it. Can't really see it. Let me adjust Homeboy right here. There we go. So, as you can see, Metacritic, not looking too hot. 56 on PC, 63 PS4, 65 Xbox One, 62 on OpenCritic. Some notable reviews. Let's see. Destructoid, 5 out of 10. Metal Gear Solid Survive should have been free to play. Ooh, just doesn't accomplish either aim. Man, these are brutal. I'll tell you what. Let's bring it back. Man, this is not a surprise. Let's be honest here. This is not a surprise in the least. Metal Gear Solid Survive, there was a glimmer of hope I had for this game. There was a little glimmer that, because I got to play Metal Gear Solid 5 a little bit for about 15 hours on the PlayStation when they offered it for free for PlayStation Plus members. And I was like, okay, I get my chance. I get to hop in, take a little look-see, see what's going on. So, I liked it. The gameplay was really good, and that was the silver lining with this game, is if all they have to do is take the mechanics and the really good moment-to-moment gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 5, and I assume throw in zombies, crystal zombies or whatever they are, and that's all you got to do, really, honestly. I think that would be okay. Honestly, and I feel like that'd be an okay formula to kind of make a gameplay loop out of. Instead of encampments with enemy soldiers, it's a field of zombies, and there's something you have to do in there, or you have to eliminate all the zombies without alerting all of them. That'd be really cool. Do a stealth zombie game, which I'm not sure if this is it. Clearly it didn't pay off if that's what it is. I know that there's a lot of resource gathering, base management, stuff like that. So it's a little uninspired, and who is surprised? To be completely honest, who is surprised? No one. So, Metal Gear Solid Survive. Metal Gear Survive, not Metal Gear Solid Survive. Dead on arrival. Out of the gate. Fell down. Scraped both knees. Fell out of the tree. Out of the ugly tree. It hit every branch on the way down. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. All right, so that's the releases out of the way. I just wanted to touch on those just because I think that all those four are the main ones recently, as we are still in backlog season, ladies and gentlemen. We're still in backlog season. We're not out of this yet. last podcast I said it. We entered backlog season. This has only been a week and a half. And the backlog season is still going hard, and I still haven't beaten Dragon Age Inquisition. Oh god. Oh man, Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't want to talk about that game for too long because I'm currently playing it, so like I'm trying to do it. I'm trying, people. I promise. I am. I'm hopping in. I got to Skyforge or Skyfort or whatever, like the actual base. I just need to hop back in. I need to persevere. I need to do it because I know that I like it. Like I like the game. Man, it's just a little janky. It's got a little bit of jank, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm playing an elf. I'm playing an elf mage right now, and the elves are just so scrawny, and like I feel like I should relate to that because like that's my life, like hashtag scrawny life. But like I don't know. It's just like their shoulders are like non-existent, and like I don't know. My guy's kind of ugly too, but you know, just like real life, art imitates life, right? Moving right along, let's not talk about Dragon Age Inquisition. I'll talk about that next week. How about this? I'll come back with a full report of what I think. Hopefully we can knock that out, get through all that good stuff. So moving right along, we've got a lot of actual news stories that I get to share with you guys. I know that you are so excited. I think I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 news stories to share with you today. So let's start it off with like one of the bigger news stories, but like I'm kind of confused as to why. So let's bring it down here to, I mean, I'm not going to go to the article, but let's just stay on the Reddit. Subreddit, R Games, of course. This was one of the bigger threads this week. Tony Hawk no longer working with Activision. And to my point, I say, adeur. So this is my big thing. So that I don't know why this is a big article because Tony Hawk tweeted out, because I'm sure that man gets not harassed, but just like talked to, like, make another Tony Hawk, dude. And it's just like that man cannot shit out games. It was Activision making those games, and they got really bad after American Wasteland. Yeah. American Wasteland was the last great Tony Hawk game. Come at me with that shit. Project 8, garbage. Ride, bad. I don't know, man. American Wasteland was my jams, though. Underground 2 was American Wasteland. Pro Skater 2, I liked 3 as well. I didn't play much of 4. I know a lot of people like 4. But Tony Hawk no longer working with Activision. That shouldn't be news. Tony Hawk had a contract, a signed contract with Activision that went up until 2015, I thought. I thought it was up until the final Tony Hawk 5, that released to not critical acclaim, but let's just say it didn't do very well. It didn't do very well at all. So it's a bad game. And that was the final game that Activision was allowed to make with the Tony Hawk name. That was the last year that contract was up. So they wanted to get one more game out and get one more group of sales. So this isn't news. This is Tony Hawk tweeting out that he's not working with Activision anymore shouldn't be news. It as a Tony Hawk fanboy, and I've been playing those games for a long time. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was my first one, and I played that so much. So, I don't know, man. I just, it's a lot of people saying that, you know, it's like, why is this news? But I wanted to bring it up again, just because I do love Tony Hawk, and I love Pro Skater, I love Underground, and I honestly do believe that Tony Hawk Pro Skater and, like, Underground and all those games really shaped my musical tastes. Dude, listening to like Bad Religion, Offspring, May 16th, like come on, dude. Like When Worlds Collide is a bop. Power Man 5000 or 3000, I don't know. Such a jam. So yeah, no, that's the first one out of the way. That wasn't a very juicy one. But let's go over here now, boy. Next one on the one comes from us from IGN. Headline, Sony is restructuring to focus more on first-party games. First-party focus is on the agenda from April 1st. So, let's bring it back. That seems a little weird, right? Seems a little weird that Sony in 2018 is having to tell us that they're restructuring to focus more on first-party titles. Honestly, outside of Nintendo, and in some parts, I'd say Sony has a better first-party pedigree lineup than Nintendo does. In some parts, I would say that they make more new IP, and I'm into new IP. I love sequels, but I love seeing what people can do. I like seeing developers that work on one thing for a very long time get out of the car, stretch their legs, and see the world. You know what I'm saying? Prime example: Guerrilla, Killzone 1 through 3, Shadowfall. And then they're just like, nah, we're gonna make robot dinosaurs. Horizon Zero Dawn released to critical acclaim. Happy birthday, by the way. Released earlier this week, last year. Great game. Such a good game. Honestly, probably my game of the year from last year. I don't know. We won't get into that nitty gritty. But Sony refocusing to make even more first party titles. And it's just bro, it's okay. You're winning. You don't have to. You don't have to impress anyone anymore. We get it. You guys know how to make games. So it's one of those things. Maybe this is a reactionary claim because Microsoft had the same claim. I think 6 months ago they said that they were planning to invest in first-party titles, and maybe this is just them coming out and reminding everyone who they are. They've still got Ghost of Tsushima, they still got Days Gone, Detroit, just God of War. So many first-party titles, and so many that we don't even know about. Spider-Man, Spider-Man is a first-party title. And it's just insane that they're still not happy. They're still not done, yeah. And I understand it's a business, you always want to grow your business. But the fact that they publicly are coming out, they're just you thought that was something? Just wait till just wait till down the road. You don't even know what we're doing right now. They're refocusing, restructuring, man. It's insane. Sony's in a great place right now, but I'm rooting for Microsoft, man. Because I love Sony. As you can see, I've got my PlayStation right there. But a healthy Microsoft is healthy for the industry. Just like a healthy Nintendo is good for the industry. That's why I was so happy when the Switch sold so many copies, because it's good for the industry. I don't want Sony to be, the king with no bordering countries. You know what I'm saying? It's not healthy for us. So I like the competition, and I like that Sony, I don't know, man, they're not backing down from the challenge, and I like that. They're going to keep moving forward. And there was one commenter I saw made a good point that this could be Sony kind of moving into the direction for the future of video games. They're making a move for the future, and the future is content creation, premier content creation from inside, from a first-party studio, and also getting access to those lucrative third-party titles. You know what I'm saying? You still want your Call of Duty DLC packs and deals and Far Cry's and Assassin's Creed and stuff, but you also need your Horizons, your Uncharted's. That's one that I'm looking forward to see what they do next. Uncharted's, stuff like that. You need that nice, well-rounded. In this generation, Sony has got both in spades. So it's the fact that they're going to double down on that and keep doing that is awesome, and I'm super excited. I really am curious about what they're going to do, man. It's really crazy. They're not done yet. I will give an early prediction. Horizon 2 out next year, and then Horizon 3. Alright, so here's the thing. Horizon 2 could either be one of the last titles on PlayStation 4, or it could be a launch title for PlayStation 5. So that's the thing. Is PlayStation 5 coming out next year? I doubt it. Is it coming out 2020? Early 2020? February? Maybe. And Horizon 2 will be damn ready by then. So, I don't know. That'd be really cool. That's a little side speculation. Let's move right along. We've got 3 more news articles. We've got this one coming at you from the PlayStation blog. Because we just talked about Detroit, and they gave us a release date. May 25th, Detroit Becomes Human launches. Quantic Dreams' most ambitious project yet gets a release date. 5/25/18. We are proud to announce that Detroit Become Human now has an official release date on May 25th. You will finally have the chance to get your hands on Quantic Dreams' most ambitious title to date. In a dystopian vision of our near future, Detroit is the story of three androids, three machines designed to obey, who start to feel emotions. Confronted with persecution and the violence of society, they will have to decide who they want to be. If that little logline doesn't get you lit, I don't know who you are. All right, so let me run down the history between me and old David Cage over there at Quantic Dreams. Heavy Rain was one of my favorite PlayStation 3 games. Heavy Rain was so good. I loved that game. Never played Beyond Two Souls. Couldn't bring myself to do it. I was listening to Colin Moriarty and Greg Miller on Podcast Beyond talk about how bad that was. So I was like, not doing it. This one, man, bring it back to what I was saying earlier. Games that are self-aware. Games that talk about real things. This is what I'm talking about. These are androids that start to feel emotions. And you're going to play their... Basically, it's almost like... It's not like a coming to age story, but it is... it's awesome, man. I'm so excited for this. If you watch any of the trailers, you'll know that we are going to be in for a wild ride. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing what this game is all about. This is going to be the first sign... This and God of War, I think, is releasing in April. So, I'm not really super interested in God of War. I've never really liked God of War. This does look like it's going to be an improvement on it, but that's still not my signal for the end of backlog season. Detroit now has given me the date for the end of backlog season, May 25th, and I am so lit for that. So, keep moving right along. We've got two more news stories. This one is going to be a good one. So we're going to watch a little something. I'm going to mute it for you, and then let's switch it over real quick. So as you can see right here, the title, Save the Date for Bethesda E3 2018 Showcase. Now that is nice. I love E3, much like any self-respecting millennial that grew up with video games does. So this is, I think this is one of the first official announcements of a press conference for E3. June 10th, 2018, 6:30 p.m. And we are not trying to watch Far Cry gameplay. Sorry. So let's bring it back. So Bethesda, man. Bethesda's got another one coming up. It's interesting to see, that first year, 2015 is that very first Bethesda showcase where they showed it was the Fallout 4 blowout. Last year, was it 2015? Yeah, I think so. They've had a show every year since then, I believe. So this is either the third or fourth E3 show. If they have had one every year, it'll be their fourth. And I wanted to talk about what we could possibly see. Let's put on our make-believe hats and try to envision what they're going to show us at this E3 press conference. Now, there's some ones that could be pretty obvious. I think this was actually leaked. There's going to be a new Wolfenstein, for sure. Or no, that was last year. My bad. I lied. That was last year. Wolfenstein 2 was released and shown last year. I don't know. It could be Doom 2. I could see them making Doom 2 because, the first Doom was just so loved. I don't know what they could do, though. Doom is just one of those games, like, I felt like that first game was just as good as it's going to get. Like, it's like they've perfected that fast shooter. Maybe they try to do what they wanted to do in the first place, which was tell, like, an actual story. I don't know. They could do that. But, man, it would be hard to break away from that formula, from that, fast shooting, killing demons, no really rhyme or reason for anything that you're doing. So Doom 2 could possibly be a conversation, but this is the one. This is the one I want to talk about. Fallout versus Elder Scrolls. New game announcement. So let's rewind the timeline real quick, okay? So Fallout 4 was revealed and released in 2015, right? So it was revealed, released, same year. Good to go. It's 2018. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years since the last Fallout game. So let me run down the timeline as well. We're going to rewind it even more. So let's run down in chronological order Elder Scrolls and Fallout games when they were released. Oblivion, 2006, released. Fallout 3, 2008, a 2-year difference. Fallout 3 released. 2 years after that, in 2010, Fallout New Vegas by Obsidian was released. Same console. So, here we go. Skyrim released 2011, right? So 1 year later, Skyrim was released. Elder Scrolls Online, which wasn't Bethesda Game Studios, but we'll still throw it in there. Elder Scrolls Online, 2013. So that's 2 years after Skyrim. And then Fallout 4, 2015. So that's the timeline that we're looking at here. What I believe, honestly, what I want to believe, what I want to happen more than anything, and it's not because I'm a Fallout fanboy. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's 2018. They announce Fallout New Vegas 2 or another Fallout game. That is in the same engine as 4. If they could give it to Obsidian again, oh man. I'd be so happy. But, I mean, I would totally be okay with the New Vegas 2. New Vegas is one of my favorite games of all time. And if we could get something akin to 4 and then bring back the old dialogue system, bring back the old karma system. I don't really care about the special perk, poster, whatever. But I'm telling you, man, it's doable. And it's very realistic to believe that as soon as 4 was released and completed and all the DLC was done, that team moved on to something. And I think that they're either working on an Elder Scrolls and they gave the Fallout IP to somebody else, I could see them totally doing that. So we'll just have to wait and see. The years do line up, though, because 3 was released in 2008, New Vegas was released in 2010, Skyrim in 11. We haven't had an Elder Scrolls game since then, so, man, you never know. I'm really hoping we get old Todd Howard out there, man. Get the crowd hyped, get them going. Hey, man, anything is possible. Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett, anything's possible. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about the Bethesda E3. There's not really much on their releases that gets me excited as much as Fallout. I would be interested to see what they would do with the new Elder Scrolls. I mean, that's not even far from the imagination that after Skyrim was released, that team went to move on to Fallout 4, but there was still some seeds being laid for the next Elder Scrolls because, I mean, as we can see, Skyrim, it will not die. So releasing another Elder Scrolls may be exactly what I'm looking for because I just want to stop talking about Skyrim for once and for all. Please. So moving right along, we've got one more story for you. This one is actually, I think I'm going to turn this into the topic of the show because this, first off, let's preface this real quick, okay? Let's do this real quick. Let's switch it over. Here you go. Let's take a look. Mobile Harry Potter RPG could be a Hogwarts dream or a free-to-play nightmare. Let's take a look at this little trailer that they got going on. Hogwarts Mystery is what it's called. New mobile game coming in 2018. Cute little characters. Look like a little Pixar character. Girl gets her letter from Hogwarts. Green eyes. You know what that means. Slytherin. She's in Hogwarts. Looking all cute and shit. About to get sorted. There's Hagrid, my boy. So, enough about this trailer. It'll get to gameplay in a second. But, as you can see, Harry Potter game. Harry Potter mobile game. There you go. So on the tablet, choose your house. She's rocking the Hufflepuff as she should. But this is interesting. So I want to get to some gameplay aspects here. You're chasing some stuff. So let's look. Take a look at this. Take a look at. I'm gonna actually make this bigger. Let's get away from this article. Here we go. This is the screenshot I'm looking at right here. So you look in that top right corner. This is not the game that you think it's going to be. Let's just dial back the hype real quick. This is not a hype moment. Hogwarts is going to be a free-to-play mobile game. Whatever. We didn't expect much anyways from free-to-play mobile games. It's just the fact that it's Harry Potter. A beloved series in itself. So, with this announcement, I'm probably going to dabble in it, see what it's all about. But let's put our make-believe hats on one more time. Let's create a Harry Potter game. Developer, gameplay style, and everything. Let's create one right now on the podcast live. Hold up. So, creating the perfect Harry Potter game. So I was dabbling with some developers before the show. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, who would I want to see develop a Harry Potter game? Who would, if I owned the Harry Potter IP, Shane Walters, LLC, owner of Harry Potter paraphernalia and license. I got 3 names listed down right now. These are 3 developers that I've seen. I feel like they could do a good job. First one, we're going to get the big one out of the way. Obsidian. Absolutely. I would give Obsidian the Harry Potter license in a heartbeat. Because, I don't know, I feel like they handle mechanics well. They do an interesting spin on it. If they wanted to make it isometric, they could. If they wanted to make it kind of like an open world, third person game, that's preferable. That's what I would want. So Obsidian is the first one. Next one, machine games. Now, why do I say machine games? Machine games, known for Wolfenstein, correct? Known for making these great first-person shooters. I say this because I think that they're kind of like Guerrilla. I think that they got a Guerrilla kind of look to them. They make great shooters. They're good at one thing. I want them to stretch their legs because they're talented. They're talented as hell. I don't want to give them something that will they can get out of the car, stretch it out, and go run and go see what they can do. Give Machine Games the Harry Potter license and just see what they can make, man. I'd be down for giving them the license. And the last one, this one's kind of a stretch, but I still believe in them. Ready at Dawn. Ready at Dawn created the PSP God of War games, and then more recently, The Order 1886. Now, we know what The Order 1886 is all about, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about giving them Harry Potter license, let them use whatever they want to do, but let's set some parameters. So those are the developers real quick, right? And then let's set some parameters for gameplay-wise and just how that game would play. I'm thinking open world RPG. I'm thinking you create your avatar. You create your character. They go to Hogwarts. They go through 7 years, right? They go through the full Hogwarts experience. Things become unlocked as you go on. Open world RPG. Also, Bully. Take heavy influence from Bully. Very, very detailed side characters where you know their name, you know who they are, you know what house they're in. Depending on what house you choose, you have a different gang of people that you hang out with. And then there's also that time aspect for every single day, so the game is progressing forward whether you do something or not. You know what I'm saying? So it gives it that kind of time limit where, I think in Bully, every hour was a minute, so every day was I think it was you woke up at 8 a.m. and then you passed out at 1 a.m. So have something like that. So you choose your house, create your character, enter this world, and then have side quests written out where you have to go into the Forbidden Forest or something. Have cutscenes, have wizard duels, and dude, you can do something with that. And then what I'm thinking for combat style is I'm thinking Infamous. if you've ever played Infamous, Infamous has kind of this unique. He's shooting lightning, but it's like a third-person shooter with abilities. So you could aim with your wand, shoot your spells, use other spells, and just have like I think you could actually work something pretty well out with that. So Infamous style combat, bully style mechanics around the world to help you be drawn in. And then an RPG open world. Dude, I'm sold. I'm sold. Any of those developers, Obsidian, preferable. Machine Games, preferable. Ready at Dawn, last resort. Oh, we'll put them like, if Obsidian's working on something, I'm sure that they are. Machine Games doesn't want it. I'm sure that they've got other things to do. Ready at Dawn, man. Redemption time. Order 1886 was good, but if you make a good Harry Potter game, dude, come on. Come on. That's it. Pack it up. Go home. You're done. You did great, man. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Harry Potter game, man. That's the biggest thing, dude. I want a good Harry Potter game. I love Harry Potter. So, I'm thinking that's my ideal. I want to make me, and I want to be in Hufflepuff and bring the glory to Helga Hufflepuff, or whatever the house founder's name was, because we need to prove that we are the superior house, okay? We are earnest, we are nice, we're friendly, and we've produced the least amount of dark wizards in Hogwarts history. So miss me with that bullshit, Gryffindor. All right. So we'll just make that the topic of the show. We're hitting the 45-minute mark, and that lets us down with the final minute or so. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the podcast. That's about all I got for you. Thank you for joining me today. I think we had a pretty decent one, pretty fun one, to be completely honest. Pretty fun. Got to talk about some cool things. Yeah, my name is Shane Walters. If you haven't already, go ahead, hit that follow button on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, head over there, hit us a follow button while we're streaming, get a little shout out. If you're watching on Twitch, head over to our YouTube at Sharkpool Gaming. Subscribe to us over there. This will go live later that day. And then we've also got a video coming up in 2 days. Like I said earlier, March 4th, a Final Fantasy VIII video essay diet, light, whatever it is. That's what I like to call my videos. So thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful life. So long.